Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel again. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell button para ma-notify kayo sa mga updates kong video. Okay, so today's video, I am going to discuss accounting equation and we are going to analyze transactions using accounting equation. Okay, so sa previous video ko, I already discussed the rules of debit and credit. Okay, so ngayon, mag-a-analyze tayo ng transaction using accounting equation. Napakadali lang guys mag-analyze ng transaction kapag ginamit natin ang accounting equation. Okay, so I think without further ado, let's start. Okay, accounting equation. Known as balance sheet equation because it represents the relationship of three elements such as assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. Okay, so accounting equation is asset is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. To get liabilities, liabilities is equal to assets minus owner's equity, and to get owner's equity is equal to liabilities minus assets. To analyze transactions using accounting equation, we should know the rules of debit and credit. Okay, so we have three elements of accounting equation. We have assets, liabilities, and equity. Okay, so kapag nag-increase si assets, nasa debit side yan. Kapag nag-decrease si assets, nasa credit side. Kapag nag-decrease sa liabilities, nasa debit side yan. Kapag nag-increase si liabilities, nasa credit side yan. Kapag nag-decrease si equity, nasa debit side. And kapag nag-increase si equity, nasa credit side. Okay, so let us analyze the transactions of Manang Rose's famous barbecues using accounting equation. Okay, so we have first transaction. Manang Rosie has been well known for her delicious variety of barbecues. As such, she decided to open up a barbecue store in her neighborhood. The store would be a sole proprietorship business. In order to do so, she invested 25,000 pesos as initial capital. Okay, so we have accounting equation, assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. Kung ano yung sagot sa assets, ganun din dapat yung sagot kay liabilities and equity. Kailangan balance ang accounting equation niya. Okay, so this transaction, we have first assets, which is cash, 25,000. So, bakit positive sign yan? Kasi yan yung first investment niya. So, cash ang in-invest niya sa business niya, which is 25,000. Okay, so next, we have owner's capital, which is 25,000. So, bakit positive sign yan? Kasi, yan yung first capital niya na in-invest niya sa business, which is 25,000. Okay, so do we have liabilities? Okay, so none. Zero ang liability niya. Walang liability sa transaction na to. Okay, so kapag in-add si liability which is 0 plus owner's equity which is the capital 25,000 is equal to 25,000. Okay, so si assets niya 25,000. So balance ang accounting equation based from this transaction, which is assets is 25,000, owner's equity and liabilities is 25,000. Okay, so second transaction, purchase of equipment. Okay, so to actually create her famous barbecue, she would need the proper equipment to cook it. Thus, she went to the local hardware store and bought the necessary equipment such as grills and utensils for 20,000 pesos. Okay, so using accounting equation, we have assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. Okay, so based from this transaction, we have assets which is cash 20,000. So bakit negative sign ang cash niya na 20,000? Kasi nabawasan ang cash niya worth 20,000 kasi bumili siya ng mga equipments or utensils. So nabawasan ang cash niya worth 20,000. And next, we have also another asset which is the equipment, 20,000. Okay, so bakit positive ang sign? Kasi yan yung first equipment na binili niya, kaya nadagdagan ang asset niya which is the equipment worth 20,000. Okay, so do we have liabilities and equity? Okay, so zero liability, walang liabilities dito sa transaction na to. And how about equity? So walang equity sa transaction na to. So we have zero liabilities and zero equity. Okay, so kapag in-add mo si assets which is negative cash 20,000 plus equipment 20,000, yung magiging sagot niya is 0. So balance ang assets, liabilities, and equity kasi kapag in-add mo si liabilities which is 0 plus equity 0 is equal to 0. Okay, sa third transaction, purchase of inventories through credit. Manang Rose's barbecues requires only the freshest meat which can be bought from Ate Shane's store in the market. Since they cost 10,000 pesos, Manang Rosie does not have enough money to purchase this. Despite that, Manang Rosie is already a trusted suki of this store. As such, Ate Shane decided to give the meat to Manang Rosie on the condition that she will have to pay her in 30 days. Okay, so bumili si Manang Rosie ng meat through credit from Ate Shane. Okay, sa accounting equation, we have assets is equal to liabilities and equity. Okay, so based from this transaction, do we have assets? Okay, so yes, we have assets which is inventories worth 10,000 pesos. Bakit positive sign yan? So nadagdagan ang assets niya, inventories 10,000 pesos. Okay, so do we have liabilities from this transaction? Yes, we have liabilities which is accounts payable. So may babayaran siya kay Ate Shane worth 10,000 pesos. So bakit positive sign yan? Nadagdagan or yan yung una niyang liabilities sa business niya which is accounts payable. Ito yung babayaran niya kay Ate Shane within 30 days worth 10,000. Okay, so how about equity? Do we have equity? Zero equity. Wala siyang equity dito sa transaction na to. Okay, so this accounting equation is also balanced. So we have assets worth 10,000 pesos which is the inventories, and we have liabilities, accounts payable 10,000 pesos and zero liability. Okay, so 10,000 pesos plus 0 is equal to 10,000 pesos. And assets, also we have 10,000 pesos. So balance ang accounting equation on this transaction. Okay, sa fourth transaction, payment of expense. To actually set up a business, one of her friends told her that she has to obtain business and other permits from the local government. As such, she paid 1,000 pesos to obtain such permits. Okay, accounting equation, assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. Okay, so based from this transaction, do we have assets? Yes, we have assets which is cash, 1,000 pesos. So, bakit negative ang cash niya? Negative kasi yan yung binayad niya sa permits niya. So, nagpalabas siya ng cash which is 1,000 pesos para sa permits niya. Kaya negative yan. Nabawasan ang cash niya worth 1,000 pesos. Okay, so how about liabilities? Okay, so zero liabilities. Wala siyang obligation dito sa transaction na to. How about equity? Yes, we have equity which is permit expense worth 1,000 pesos. Bakit negative yan? So, lahat na expense sa business, negative yan or ililess mo lahat yung mga expenses sa business mo. Kaya negative yan. Okay, so based from this transaction, balance pa rin ang accounting equation. We have assets, negative 1,000 pesos. Liabilities niya, 0 plus negative expense, 1,000 pesos. So, negative 1,000 pa rin. Okay, so assets, negative 1,000. Liabilities and equity, negative 1,000 pesos. Okay, sa last transaction, sale of barbecues. With everything in place, Manang Rosie can now sell her famous barbecues. During the first day of her business venture, she was able to sell 1,000 barbecues with a selling price of 20,000 pesos, half of which was paid cash, the other half was to be paid in 5 days. Sa accounting equation, we have assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. So based from this transaction, do we have assets? Yes, we have asset which is cash worth 10,000 pesos and positive sign ang cash niya. Bakit 10,000 pesos lang? Kasi yan yung binayad sa kanya sa kalahati ng 20,000. So, ang natanggap niyang cash is 10,000 pesos sa pagbenta niya ng 1,000 barbecues. And yung kalahati ng 20,000 which is 10,000, yan yung babayaran pa lang sa kanya within 5 days. And we have another assets, yan yung accounts receivable. So, may matatanggap pa siyang 10,000 pesos within 5 days from her customers. So, positive sign ang accounts receivable niya kasi may matatanggap pa siyang pera worth 10,000 pesos. So, do we have liabilities from this transaction? May obligation ba siya? Wala. Zero liabilities. How about equity? Yes, we have equity which is revenues or sales revenue worth 20,000 pesos. Ito na yung kinita niya worth 20,000. Okay, so balance ang accounting equation niya. So we have assets, cash, 10,000 pesos plus accounts receivable 10,000 pesos. Total niya is 20,000 pesos. Zero liability plus revenues 20,000 is equal to 20,000. Okay, so balance ang assets niya, liabilities and equity based from this transaction. Okay, so to know if the accounting equation is balanced, we should do the summary of transactions. Okay, so we have accounting equation assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. So, kailangan nga gumawa tayo ng summary of transactions. So, we have assets, cash, accounts receivable, equipment, and inventories. Liabilities, we have also accounts payable, owner's equity, revenues, and expenses in equity. So dito muna tayo sa assets, cash. So sa first transaction, we have cash worth 25,000, positive sign. And we have also owner's capital worth 25,000. Positive sign yan. Sa unang transaction yan. And second transaction, we have negative cash 20,000 pesos. And positive equipment assets pa rin yan, 20,000 pesos. Okay, so walang liabilities and equity. Okay, so third transaction, we have inventories worth 10,000 pesos. Yan yung bumili siya ng meat from Ate Shane worth 10,000 pesos. Pero, inutang niya kay Ate Shane. So, may accounts payable siya worth 10,000 pesos. Sa positive sign pa rin yan. And fourth transaction, we have cash negative 1,000 pesos kasi yan yung binayad niya sa permit niya, which is in equity expense negative 1,000. And last transaction, may cash na pumasok sa kanya 10,000 pesos and accounts receivable 10,000 pesos and equity revenues or sales revenue positive 20,000 pesos. Okay, so i-total natin yung cash niya to. So positive 25,000, negative 20,000, negative 1,000, and positive 10,000. Total is 14,000 pesos. And accounts receivable niya is isa lang yan sa 10,000 pesos. And equipment, isa lang din yung equipment niya worth 20,000 pesos. And inventories is also 10,000 pesos. And accounts payable is also 10,000 pesos. And owner's capital, which is 25,000 pesos. And revenue is 20,000 pesos. And expense is negative 1,000 pesos. Okay, so i-add natin lahat ito, ang total ng cash, accounts receivables, equipment, and inventories. Okay, so 14,000 pesos plus 10,000 pesos plus 20,000 pesos plus 10,000 pesos is equal to 54,000 pesos. So, yan yung total ng assets niya sa accounting equation sa 5 transactions na ginawa ni Manang Rosie. And liabilities and equity, we have 10,000 pesos plus 25,000 pesos plus 20,000 pesos minus 1,000 pesos is equal to 54,000 pesos. So, balance ang asset niya, liabilities, and equity sa summary of transaction niya. Assets is 54,000 pesos, liabilities and equity is also 54,000 pesos. So, ito yung summary of transaction. Malalaman natin dito kung talagang tama yung pag-analyze natin ng transaction. Kapag ginamit natin ang accounting equation, kapag sinundan natin yung formula ng accounting equation. So, makukuha natin ang exact answer ng assets, liabilities, and equity. Okay guys, so thank you for watching and I hope may natutunan kayo dun sa diniscuss ko, analyzing transaction using accounting equation. So napakabilis lang, napakadali lang mag-analyze ng transaction kapag ginamit natin ang accounting equation para alam natin kung balance ba yung assets, liabilities, and equity. So please gamitin ninyo accounting equation to analyze transaction. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, mag-comment ka and pwede mo i-share ang video na to para may matulungan pa tayong estudyante na hindi pa alam mag-analyze ng transaction. Okay, so thank you so much. God bless, peace, and bye-bye. See you to my next video again. Bye-bye!